Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of The Strange and Uncanny with your host Dane. Yeah, I know I've not put a video out for a minute, but I've been extremely busy, had a lot of shit going on. You know how life is. I apologize. I plan on trying to do better, but I've said that before and it never seems to pan out, so I guess I'm just lying to you. I'll put them out when I get around to it. We're going to go kind of a different direction. We do a lot of things, in the past with conspiracies, Bigfoot, aliens, all that shit, government conspiracies. Well, this one kind of fits that category, except for the simple fact that, I don't know if it's not really a conspiracy, because, if you really want to dig for it, the information's out there. Now, with that being said, it's still... I wish it was a conspiracy, because the fact that it's true, according to sources, makes it even scarier. And what I'm going to get at is, what in the hell is all right, let me rephrase that. Are they trying to fucking kill us? Or are they trying to keep us sick? Or what are they trying to do? So where I'm going with this is our food. I'm not sure how we got to this point. How they allow the shit that's in our food to be in our food. It all falls back onto the FDA, which is a government organization. So it's got 3 letters like all the other great 3-letter fucking organizations. But we're going to start... All right, we're going to do a little history lesson here real quick. 1948, the federal government started monitoring food and imported drugs. So 1906, Roosevelt signed in the Pure Food and Drug Act, which stopped mislabeling of drugs and food. So if it didn't have it in it, you couldn't say it had it in. If it did have it in it, you better put in it what it's got in it. Okay. So 1930, that was all rebranded as the FDA. Somewhere from 1930 to 2026, going on 2027, trying to figure out who the hell dropped the ball. Because if you look at the shit that is in our food, it doesn't make sense. Other countries don't have the shit that we have in our foods. Why? Because it's banned. For what reasons? Well, here are some of the reasons. Cancer, obesity. Put it this way. We're going to start this way. The FBI, which, another one. There we go. FBI. But anyhow, the FDA, sorry about that. They have a... what do you want to call it? I guess like a guideline handbook of things that they say are in our food, like insect parts, mold, rot, what the hell else? Larva, which is insect eggs, in case you didn't know it. And Mammalia extrata. I ain't sure how you say it, because... extreta, which basically is shit. It's poop. Animal poop, insect poop. What other kind of poop, I have no idea. But that is what they say is in our food. And there's other things, of course. But for a country that spends 1/5 of our GPA on health care, you would think that somebody would be able to figure out why we're not healthy. Really think about that for a minute. We spend all this money on health care, and people are not getting healthier. So what does that mean? That means it's the goddamn food. It means it's the medications. It means it's probably the fucking air we breathe, whatever. But it doesn't make sense. Their sole job is to monitor this stuff. And obviously, we are not as good as other people are to their countries. Because our country wants to, give a shit that we should not be digesting. But we do anyhow. And I hate to say it, but I think it all goes back to like corporate greed. You know damn well that somebody is getting their pockets lined. There is a reason this shit's in the food, and it has to be money. It has to be. Or is there another agenda? Are they trying to keep us sick? Are they trying to wean us out a little bit? I mean, because they're doing a hell of a job of it. I mean, I've lost 7 friends in the last year. And, I mean, I know you looking at me right now, you think I'm an old man, but I'm really not. I am, but I shouldn't be freaking worried about dying of heart disease and shit in my, mid to late 50s. So that's where I'm going with that. Or any other kind of diseases. And they seem to be running rapidly through, I guess, I ain't even going to say through middle-aged people, because it ain't middle-aged people, because you see more and more young people getting sick. So, I guess where I'm going with this is it just doesn't, and I'm trying to not get upset here. I'm trying not to get pissed off, because the more I talk about it, the more it really pisses me off. We have bioengineered foods. We have, they use RBGH, which is synthetic hormone. They use different dyes like yellow 5, red 40, BVO, brominated vegetable oils, which we know is not healthy. Packaged beef uses something called pink slime, which is made with citric acid. It's a filler. And if you would see this shit, it is nasty looking. Nasty, but it's in our food. U.S. pork contains and I got to think about how to say this, ractopamine, I believe, which is a growth hormone and pesticide. But it's in our food. And that's okay, it's in our food. Now, if they were really, really worried about our health, this shit wouldn't be in the food. If they were really worried about our health, they would be promoting people, growing their own stuff. But what they do, it's harder than hell to get seeds anymore. They've stripped the seeds out of things. They've genetically altered shit anymore. They don't even produce seeds, a lot of things. Which, that tells you right there, it's about this. I'm not against capitalism per se, to an extent. But I'm against bullying and monopolies. And what I mean by bullying is basically, this is the food we're going to offer you, and that's all you're fucking getting. Even these healthier brands, really read into them. They're not as healthy as what the hell they say they are. They're just not. And I've got into things before about how our hospitals are ran and all this shit compared to the way they used to be ran, and how big money ruined that, pharmaceutical, big pharma, all that. But it's just as bad, if not worse, in the food industry, because we all eat every day. We eat every day. We have no healthy alternatives. We do, but it's few and far between. And if you go to the grocery store these days in our current economy, good luck. Because if you do want to eat healthy, you better get about 3 fucking jobs to pay for that cart of food. And that's just the way it is. That's how they've done it to us. Everything is by convenience and price. They know we're going to go with the cheaper because we can't afford the more expensive. And a lot of them I've watched on different YouTube videos and different, different things, different social media sites, where a lot of the food that you see, like the generic cereals and shit, they're made by the company that makes the original. Like, I think it's Millville or something like that. All that shit, they make the generic too. So it doesn't make sense. They both have crap in them. I mean, it's all shit that's in them. You know, and I don't want to say we're forced to buy them, because we're not forced, but we don't have a whole lot of, you know, other choices, and we just don't. As a country, like I said, we've got higher obesity rate, kidney disease rate, heart issues, mental health issues, hyperactivity in children. We got higher cases of asthma. Now, I'm no detective, but it don't take Sherlock Holmes to fucking figure out what's going on here. It is what we are digesting that is making us as sick as what we are. There's just no doubt in my mind. Can I prove it? Hell no. Why can't I? Because there's people with a lot more money that's going to battle against whatever you say. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. But there's a certain time in life where you wake up. And if you don't wake up, have a nice fucking nap. You got to wake up and look around you, people. It's the food. Our healthcare system is a joke here. I just watched a thing on it that really kind of blew me away, and I believe it was in Kentucky, where they had people in their like ER that were sick that couldn't pay or something to that manner, and they kick them out on the street. They kick sick people out on the street. Does that make sense? Hell no, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make. So now you got to be rich to go to the doctor. You got to be rich to. I had an issue, and I don't know if I've talked about this on here before. I was supposed to get a surgery a few years back. Up until, and I'm talking, my doctor had it all lined up at the hospital to do and that wasn't in the state I'm in now, but anyhow, had it all lined up, had my, recovery room set up, time of the surgery, all this. I had time off work. I get a call the day before, and my insurance denied it all of a sudden. And I'm not going to get into what the, problem was, but there was no therapy to help it. It was either the surgery or nothing. And that's it, or deal with it. And needless to say, I'm just dealing with it because I'm not playing their games. You pay for insurance, you should get fucking insurance. It's just the way it is. I've paid for that shit. I mean, I've paid for insurance my entire life. They deny people. It is not about, they should take the health out of healthcare. It should just be, stop by and we'll figure out what the fuck we want to do with you, care. That's what it should be. Insurance companies should have absolutely no say on whether or not they're going to pay for something. That should be up to the doctor. And I know that there's going to be people out there that say, well, some of these people used to be doctors. Well, why ain't they fucking doctors now? Why would you leave the medical profession to sell healthcare or start a healthcare business like that? Insurance, I'm talking. But it's a joke. They should have no say in that. They get their money, pay up. And just like with the doctors and the hospitals and shit, if you don't have money to pay and you tell them, let me back up on this. If you have insurance, you're going to get a price. If you don't have insurance, wait and see how much less you pay for not having insurance. If you say, hey, I don't have the money right now, can you set me up on payment plans? Yeah, they're going to screw you. But if you say, hey, I don't have insurance, how much will this cost me? They will come out with a number that'll blow your mind. My wife has done this. It's I couldn't believe it how much cheaper it was. So, with that being said, it's the same care, two different prices. If they're charging, the insurance companies this much for the exact same care as people who don't have insurance, why the fuck we have insurance? Why don't we just take that money we pay for insurance, put it in something, like a savings for that or what have you. I don't care if it's a goddamn piggy bank, but something. And then use that money to pay for when something goes wrong. Cut out the middleman. I mean, if they're going to fuck you over for having insurance, why have it? That's where I'm at with that. I'm not going to stay on here very long. I got shit to do. I got to mow and weed eat and things that I don't want to do. But with that being said, until the next one, have a good one and peace.